Yeah, Albania is pretty long.
Very long.
And then this is the border to Greece.
Oh, this is Greece.
And so from Greece, these are the mountains. My favorite part of cycling is cycling through mountains. So I tend to choose mountains over coast. So I went this way instead of towards the coast. So into the mountains, the Pindus Mountains. And then this is a cool tourist area, Meteora. They have monasteries on top of cliffs. It looks really interesting. And then here, rode down to, I don't have the route here, but I rode down towards Athens. And then from Athens, I stayed in Athens for like a week. And then from Athens, my friend from the States joined me to ride a little bit with me in Turkey. So we took the ferry from Athens to Crete. It's a Greek island down here, one of the biggest Greek islands.
It belong to Italy or
This is belong to Greece.
Greece.
Greece
it's
island.
still Greece.
Yes.
So you take the plane from Athens.
No, I took a ferry.
Took a ferry.
So my goal is to take like no planes or as little planes as possible.
It's a very long journey.
Yeah. I mean, it took like I don't know, like 10 hours maybe. 15. So from Athens to Crete, and then from Crete to Rhodes.
Rhode Island.
Rhodes, and then from Rhodes to Marmaris, Turkey. So that's how I got to Turkey, was taking ferries. And then this little part is what I did with my friend, because he had to get back to the States at a certain date, so we only were able to do this much of it together. And then from Milas, we took a bus to Istanbul. Because he was flying.
Europe again.
No. Istanbul is in.
It's Asia.
Istanbul is in Turkey, and what's really interesting is because Istanbul has this part. It's a city that's in between two continents.
Yes, I know.
This part is.
So I saw it's in Asia.
This part is Europe, and this part is Asia. But it's in Turkey. And then I stayed in Istanbul for a few weeks, and then I started riding again. And I rode this, and I heard this part of Istanbul's a really chaotic city, and it's hard to ride your bike. So I took a ferry from here to here so that I could skip this part and like not have to go through all these main roads. And then from here I rode along the coast a bit to Istanbul, and then down. I missed some into Izmir. Izmir is another big city in Turkey. And then from Izmir I kept going, and then I wanted to ride around the middle of the country. So I rode through Turkey, and then Cappadocia is the famous hot air balloons in Turkey. So I stayed in Cappadocia for a day, and then kept going. Turkey's a very large country. Rode all the way up, and that's how I got to Georgia, was through this border. It was very cold.
Yes.
This was like in April. So I stayed in Turkey for like 3 months.
4月份 this year April to Georgia.
And then from the border I rode to Tbilisi, and then from Tbilisi I rode to the small town Udobno, like it's here, and that's where I stayed for a month volunteering at a restaurant.
To volunteer in a hostel.
And then I rode back to Tbilisi, and I took a flight from Tbilisi by plane from Tbilisi to Aktau, which is here, because the land borders for Azerbaijan are closed, so I couldn't take the ferry, and also Russia is very complicated.
Yes, I know.
So I took a flight site.
This is Kazakhstan.
This is Kazakhstan, yes. And this is Aktau. So I rode from the airport to Aktau, and I met 3 other cyclists. So we started riding together through Kazakhstan, and rode through the desert. There was a lot of camels and a lot of desert. And then I was planning to meet a friend in Uzbekistan, in Samarkand, but I had to stay in this town, Bainu, for a while to get a visa for Uzbekistan, which I didn't know I needed to get until I tried to cross the border, and they sent me back. So I was delayed a few days, and I was already pretty late. So what I did was, and you have to take a train from Bainu to Nukus, because this border is closed.
Closed the border.
This land border is closed for pedestrians. You have to take a train. So you have to take a train anyway from Bainu to Nukus. So I did that, but then I needed to meet my friend because I was late. So I took a train from Nukus to Samarkand here. Samarkand. So I missed a lot of Uzbekistan. But then my friend came. We stayed in Samarkand for a bit, and then took a train to Tashkent. And from Tashkent is where I started cycling again. So I cycled from Tashkent to the border here, and then this is Tajikistan. So I cycled from Tajikistan, and then this is Dushanbe, Tajikistan. That's the start of the Pamir Highway.
Pamir Highway.
And that's like a big thing for cyclists.
杜尚别，这是杜尚别 ，in Chinese 杜尚别。
Dushanbe, Dushanbe, and then from Dushanbe, the Pamir Highway, you have different options of how to do it. You can either just go straight across to the big highway or to the main highway, or you can do some little routes. So what I decided to do was something called the Wakhan Corridor, which is this is all Tajikistan, which it hugs the Afghanistan border. This is the Afghan border, but there's a road on either side.
Don't go into Afghanistan.
No, I didn't go into Afghanistan, but
It's border.
This is the Afghan border, but there's a road along the Afghan border on the Tajikistan side and on the Afghanistan side, and there's a river here that goes along the whole border. So what you do is you cycle along the river, so you can see the Afghan side like across.
It's safe?
Yeah, it's pretty safe. I mean, it's also become quite a tourist destination in general for people who go to Tajikistan. So they make it pretty safe. I mean, there's guards a lot along the Afghan border. So I cycled along the Afghan border. And it's a very rough road. It's all gravel and very and quite steep, especially.
Only you?
So this is a huge cyclist route. Like cyclists come in the summer.
Many countries.
So this greenhouse hostel here is like the main hub for everybody. So
greenhouse
hostel.
In Dushanbe.
In Dushanbe. So I started. So I was gonna cycle alone, but I met some cyclists there, and we cycled majority of the route together, which was really nice. I thought I was gonna have to do this alone, so that was really nice. So I cycled with them up until like this. This is the which part? Kuroko Mogab camping distance. Like this area here is like the highest. This here is the highest point of the highway.
The 4,000 or elevation?
Yeah, above 4,000 feet elevation, and then you go down, and Saritash is like the next big town, and this is in Kyrgyzstan. So most of the highway is in Tajikistan, and it's really cool. It's very rugged, very remote, and especially the Wakhan corridor here is more remote than the main highway. So like the last day you were completely alone in the in the mountains.
Is it safe there?
I mean, what do you mean? Like it's safe, but you just have to be prepared. Like you have to have water, you have to have food. As long as that's the main like concern, because there's really no people there. So the only thing that's dangerous is if you run out of supplies. So you just have to plan a little bit more. And then Sarditash is the first big or little town that I saw in Kyrgyzstan. And the difference is crazy. Like crossing the border from Tajikistan to Kyrgyzstan, immediately the landscape changes. There's yurts, there's horses everywhere. So it's very different from Tajikistan. And then I rode, so I split with the group here, and I rode to Osh. Osh. And that's the end of the Pamir Highway. That's where people, so you start in Dushanbe and you end in Osh usually. And then from there I stayed for like a week to fix my bike and do like, because my bike took a beating on this road. It was like all gravel, washboard gravel. So, and then from Osh I wanted to explore Kyrgyzstan, so I did a route through Kyrgyzstan here, and went to some of the big lakes. So this is Songkol, which is a lake in the mountains, and then the big lake here is Isikul, which looks like it's huge. It's like a great lake. Went swimming, camped on the beach, and then from then to the town Karakul, and then up, and then I went back to Kazakhstan because some friends that I met on the road and I were going to meet here in Almaty, because I didn't really see this part of Kazakhstan. So I rode from there to Almaty, and that's where I met some friends. And then after Almaty, I rode to the border, and this is the border to China, Horgos.